Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce myself. My name is Mai Rosi. I'm from STK IPPGRI Sumatera Barat. Today, on this occasion, I would like presentation in my research. The title is A Reading Interest at SMA and 9 Tebo. Okay, let's start it. Okay, first, introduction. A. Background of the problem. Reading interest has a great influence on reading habits because reading interest very high. It also makes learning interest high. Students who enjoy reading will have the broad knowledge of the books are reading. It's invaluable if the student not be read have the low reading interest because student knowledge will be narrow. Reading interest has a English language. The student very significant support the people how the thinking of the interactive process between a reader and the text. This process need ability the person of the understanding what the have a read ability is the reading speed the comprehension in reading. The next is identification of the problem. Student low reading interest cases of the existing library in the school to really be used optimally by the student. Public library ever the city distract the really bad the student because the student have a not interest in reading. If reading interest is low, the quality of education is low, so that quality human research will the designs. The next formulation of the problem. Beside the background of the problem, above the problem will be discussed of the research. How is the student reading interest as SMA and 9 Tebo? The next hypothesis of the research. Research purpose in the coding the formulation of the problem above the study with don't aims knowledge how much great influence of the student reading interest on learning SMA and 9 Tebo. In the first picture, the child is lazy in the reading. Well, in the second picture, we look happy. Children will look happy at reading. Okay, the next material is review of related literature. A. Theoretical review. There are is reading interest, reading technique, and online learning. A. Reading interest. Reading interest is a feeling a compressed cases special attention to reading. The student will the activity they are interested in reading because it makes the considered reading activities as habitual activities for them. Interest is very influenced for reading activities because of reading for the assessment. The reading also depend upon the student motivated. The next is reading technique. The reading technique of the problem of the student even the truth because there are need the process learning expelling language in the classroom. The student impaired reading because the reasons some of the laziness, lack interest, technique, background knowledge, habit, and so on. The teacher needs the understand of the solving the problem makes the student can improve the skill of the reading. The next is online learning. Online learning is the electronic business the learning process. One of the use computer network. We are development the computer network is the fault web from the computer development weather network, namely a stage online learning. The next material is review of related finding. The research revealed the proofs of the lacking several reference and the research provides research as according to Akhtar 2019, according to Wilton 2018, and the next according to Rahayu and February 2015. According to Akhtar 2019, post-pop the reading electronic defense the culture. The mind of the way the half software with knowledge is the term habit. Intently devote the student interest against it a promised search of the knowledge library in the mind. The next, according to Wilton 2018, online learning is the facilitates learning for the better understanding clarification because of the branch of the discuss. Some the depends need the finding important for the responding to above repeating something the system is similar to the hype the calmer. The next, according to Rahayu and Febrianti 2015, the current report of the reading subject, which more focus from the two parts of the products the wedge use. Only very research has the quantity of the reading. Online reading assessment have the launch you focus Starbucks University, namely a focus the reading class and the selected for the age faculties and the parts of the online reading assessment. The next material is the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework presents the explains the theory, the explanation with the research problem study exists. From the figure above, we can conclude from the four learning skills, namely writing, speaking, reading, and listening. In the study, what is discussed the reading interest in effective online learning because a person interest reading also depends on the medium search online alleged. So, reading interest currently lacking in the additional to online learning. The next material is research methodology. There are research designs, research technique, population and sample, technique of data collection, and technique of data analysis. Research designs. There are types of the research. We classroom attention research. The research was the choice because the proof of method and the can by the research. There are the teacher improve participant education by the study use the problem face the especially in reading. There are research the study focused to improve the student in reading skill. The next research technique. The technique used the research method is a survey. We are the survey cases low interest reading in online learning at SMA and 9 Tebo. The next is population sample. The population study with the 10 grade since the student at SMA and 9 Tebo will be sample research of the 10 people each a class. The next technique of data collection. In the research, the collection data, quantitative data to the get data by interview, observation, and the documentation. Interview, then get information teacher if the student before the after experience implemented the information include by opinion, believe the experiment in interview. Technique of data collection. In the research, the collection of data where are the quantitative data to get the data research by the interview, observation, and the documentation. Interview then the information for the teacher, student before the after experience in the implements. There are information include opinion, belief, the experiment, interview, and the person in the transcript. The next, observation. The teacher observation, the learning in the class 10 grade, the science student at SMA and 9 Tebo, the research of the observation, the where the from the which the consider the research behavior, the teacher action, the happened, the process of the teaching and the learning. The next of the documentation. The teacher look the picture during the technique in the learning process. The picture does the give the real situation in the during the process. A. Technique of data analysis. After the data have been obtained, the research analysis data using the several steps that are research the process. First, assembling the data. Assembling the data with the assembled which the from interview transcript for the notes observation and were collecting data. After that, the research sense we have the stop, the compare and the constant. The next is counting the data. Counting the data of the type of the research include the data by the specific group of the data. The last is responding the outcomes. Reporting the outcomes with the final step, the analysis data process. After collecting and analysis data simultaneously, it will need to be shown in the report the data. The conclusion is that the student reading interest in online learning has decreased due to the lack of the interest in reading. Okay, thank you for watching this video and sorry for mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.